At this point, my Garmin watch should have a feature for dragging suitcases long distance. Currently, I'm walking from Chile into Argentina, and I've got 6 miles to go with this sucker.
This is the story about walking across the border between Chile and Argentina.
If you're thinking we woke up with this as our plan for the day, think again. We had full intentions of getting driven across the border, but that wasn't in the cards for us today.
I don't know what I expected, but it certainly wasn't me walking my suitcase across the border.
We've spent the last 72 hours exploring a city called Chile Chico, right on the border between Chile and Argentina. We knew our next step was to get to Argentina, but we weren't exactly sure how. There's no information online, and it seemed a little bit complicated. So we went into it with a we'll figure it out once we get there attitude. When we didn't figure it out once we got there, we quickly asked our Airbnb host if he would mind giving us a ride. Where things got complicated is we asked for a ride to the border of Chile, thinking the border of Argentina was right next door. However, it turns out there's 6 miles of no man's land between the two of them.
Well, in classic Collin Meredith style, we are walking to Argentina right now. We just crossed the border, and our driver couldn't drive us across the border because we have insurance to get into Argentina, so we're just walking in Argentina. It feels so weird.
Do you think our suitcases are gonna hold up?
I have no idea.
They've got a lot of miles on them already.
It's time for you to meet the protagonists of today's story, our suitcases. They're actually from TJ Maxx and Colin's Closet from 10 years ago, so there's no affiliate link or way you can buy these exact ones. But we just gotta say, these suitcases have been through it on our travels. They have been dragged, carried, and even abandoned in a random stranger's closet for 6 weeks while we hiked across Spain over the past year. These suitcases have been our heroes of this trip, and honestly have held up better than we ever could have imagined. So if there's any more evidence that you need to not drop a lot of money on a suitcase, please let this video serve as that.
So we started over here. That's the border in Chile. And we walk along this road all the way this way, and then we get there. This is my ideal border crossing. It's relaxed, it's a pretty walk. I've got a great road for my suitcase. If this was gravel, this would probably suck, but because it's paved and it's a nice day out, you know, what else are we gonna do today?
So if you're in Chile Chico and you're wondering, how do we get to Los Antiguos? Los Antiguos?
You walk.
You walk. I'm sure there are other methods of doing it, but this is the cheapest, the most adventurous. And now we're getting our steps in on our day off.
Colin asked the guy if it's normal to walk across the border, and he goes, no, not normal.
Well, he looked at us and said, caminar? We said, sí. Es normal? No.
But
Oh well.
normal for us.
Normal for us. We have a few things going for us today. First off, the weather so far is perfect. It's warm but not too hot.
Perfect conditions for walking across the border.
It's as good as it gets. Second thing, you can't bring food across the border. So we had to eat all of our leftover food last night and this morning, which means we're stuffed.
We were literally taking spoonfuls of peanut butter this morning, just trying to finish out the jar before we headed out because we didn't want to waste any of it.
And we didn't waste a single drop. So we are well fueled and we got some good weather. Looks like coming up here, we're going over a bridge. Not sure exactly what Rio this is, but I hope it's pretty.
Oh, I think we're really close to the border crossing.
And this just in, we might be very close to the border crossing.
We were nowhere close to the border crossing.
As the sun comes out, I'm reminded more and more of how this place looks like Death Valley and how we might not make it. It's been probably an hour. We're low on food, low on water, low on morale.
My arms are so tired from dragging the suitcase.
The arms hurt from dragging the suitcase.
Our morning enthusiasm started to wane as it got hotter, and we realized today was going to be a long day.
When I woke up today and I picked to wear the shirt, I figured I could wear it the next 3 days of travel because we're not doing anything exciting. We're sitting on buses. We're crossing borders. Well, I can officially say it's been sweated through now and will not make it another day. It just occurred to me that I never had a chance to download the eBird pack for Argentina, so all the birds we're chirping, they're a waste. Can't collect any of them.
Did you upload the ones from Chile?
Of course I uploaded the ones from Chile.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
We officially made it to the first bridge crossing. What's really cool about this river is it's the same one from the national park that we were in yesterday, so it's kind of cool to be passing it. However, it's going in a different direction than I expected, so that information is probably wrong, but it has the same name as the lake we went to. I'll probably disregard this. What? I just pictured it flowing the other way.
It flowed this direction yesterday.
Oh.
You know? We could probably go down and get a drink.
Go swimming. Wow, this is so pretty.
Not an ugly border whatsoever.
On Google Maps, when you get to this point of the walk, it looks like there's a little building that you'd go into, which we were assuming is probably like where they would check our bags for fruits and vegetables and stuff you can't bring across the border. But there's not, so far.
There's nothing here.
I think you just keep walking. Kind of interesting. I guess it feels kind of like crossing a border of a state. Like there's not a lot of things you do.
Yeah.
After the passport stuff. We'll see. I think our first fellow suitcaser is coming up. They could also be on a bike. It's hard to tell at this distance.
Hola.
Okay, come across the road to me.
So demanding.
We're almost over. We're so close.
Bienvenidos a la República Argentina.
We did it! Woohoo!
Guess what we're doing?
Argentina, Chile. Argentina, Chile.
That's right, we are splitting the country.
We did it!
We still got a long way to go.
So much.
Oh, this is cool. I missed this the first time.
This is the one and only real exciting monument you have between Chile and Argentina. Jesus.
Thank you for keeping us safe on this journey.
Bye, Chile. We're gonna miss you.
As you can imagine, in between borders, there's not much out here. Some pretty rivers, great mountain views, a lot of desert, a chica. But besides that, there's really nothing here. It's really quite peaceful.
We've been in Argentina for 2 minutes and we're already doing a free hike.
It's never too late in the day to stop and smell the roses along the border crossing. She ditched me, but she took my bag, so can't be too upset. Never be too safe, especially in Death Valley, aka no man's land between Chile and Patagonia.
Chile and Argentina.
Chile and Argentina.
Is it rubbed in enough on me?
Uh-huh.
Are you lying to me?
No. I gotta hand it to all the drivers heading between Chile and Argentina. Everyone's been really polite, nice to us. No one's offered to pick us up, but everyone smiles and waves. Everyone gives us plenty of space when they drive past. It's nice. Good road to walk.
Friendly environment out here.
Really friendly environment. We just got passed by a scooter across the border. A scooter.
That's so much cooler than what we're doing.
She's scootering across the border.
There's another one. There's another one.
Oh my gosh. I thought we were cool, and then these scooters started coming out of nowhere.
Woo! Hello.
Hola. Note to self, next time we cross the border, scooter.
I see the Argentina flag, which I think is a really good sign that we're getting close. I feel better going into this border crossing, knowing that the two scooter people went ahead of us, that there's no way that they think we're ridiculous with the suitcases because they scootered into Argentina.
Here it is. Looks like we're coming up on the border crossing. Not gonna lie, not very intimidating. I think we can handle it.
We're gonna put the cameras away, but we'll let you know how the process goes.
So far, not bad.
See you in a second. That was incredibly easy.
Easiest border crossing of our lives.
They did not check our bags or check anything. We didn't have anything that would have been a problem, but just very quick.
It was what, 5 minutes?
If that.
The wind got a little crazy here, but essentially it was a very easy process. We felt super welcomed walking into Argentina, and nobody asked any questions about us walking across the desert to get here, so I guess it's acceptable.
The first dog of the whole walk today. Very unusual. Hi, buddy.
Now we just gotta get ourselves to our hotel, which is another mile from the border.
At this point, we were already missing the open roads of that desert walk.
Muy comico, no?
And we've made it to our hotel. Woohoo! We did it. Now to drop out the bags, go get some coffee and relax until the bus tomorrow. But that is the story of how you cross the border into Argentina from Chile.
I would recommend it. I'd recommend either bringing snacks for the walk or doing what we did and eat all your snacks before you begin. It's quite long, bring sunblock, but don't be deterred. This is a great time.
We made it.
And we were able to check in half an hour early, so.
At 1:30 in the afternoon. How nice is that?
Even better. This place is actually pretty nice.
Yeah, it's great. So we're gonna go get coffee. We'll see you in...
Bariloche.
Yeah, Bariloche. Sometimes it can be pretty frustrating when you can't figure out things ahead of time online. But that's what makes an adventure an adventure.